You can't argue they've invested well coming into this season, picking up 2 top names.
Tex, welcome to Manchester City.
Matías, bienvenido al Manchester City.
I think it's the biggest and best club in esports and they take it the most seriously.
No, la verdad que ser parte de Manchester City eSport es una locura, es uno de los clubes más grandes del mundo y estoy muy contento de estar acá.
Last time we were undefeated.
Manchester City!
We know what we are.
We are the reigning champion.
Hold on, is Tex about to go 3-1 up? Yes, he is.
Oh, I love that from Tex, that's glorious.
When it comes to composure and belief in ability, Matías is definitely one of the highest players that have the belief in themselves.
On a global level, he has been splendid.
Matías has been the most impressive player we've seen so far.
We fight to the end.
You're playing Tex, you know, you're a bit nervous and there's aura.
Matías Banano is absolutely flying here.
Manchester City look to top the group here in the Epremier League. Top of the table again.
It's never in doubt, was it?
They'll be on their way to a quarter-final, and it's just a little small from Matías Banano.
We will defend our crown.
We are back.
It's the Epremier League Grand Finals, and today, one of these 8 teams will be crowned the 2025 champions.
The Epremier League is the esports version of the Premier League. All 20 teams have 2 players representing them and we play a tournament on EA FC.
The Premier League is the most important tournament of the season as we play for our spots in the World Championship and the Champions League.
We are about to crown today, this evening, the Epremier League champions 2025.
Absolutely, everything is on the line. We have World Championship spot, Champions League, prize money, the trophy, and any of these 8 clubs can take it.
I just think the level we've got at the tournament this year, you know, Liverpool in Lex and Manu, you've got obviously City as well, Tex and Banano. It's just the highest level we've ever seen at an Epremier League.
Agreed, yeah.
100%.
So in my opinion, this is by far like the most competitive season on Epremier League yet.
You've got Stingray, Lex, Manny Bashaw, me, Matty, Stokes, Ethan, Tom Lee, Sneb. There's everyone, so yes, it's very competitive.
A lot of players from top of the world rankings are competing on it. It'll be a great challenge for everyone.
Let's take a look then, shall we, at the bracket and what we've got for you today. Starting with a mouth-watering opening fixture, Ipswich versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Absolutely, I cannot wait for this matchup. Ipswich coming in very strong.
The Premier League this year is a bit different comparing to past years as we have big contenders as it can be Liverpool or Ipswich. It's really big opponents we have. We're aiming for the title, which is what we should get.
We've been asking our experts how they think today is going to go. And we'll start with Mr. Brandon Smith.
Brighton have Albion make that grand final. They have to as a Brighton fan. But I think Liverpool will take the tournament here today.
I think this Premier League is more hardest because we have like a lot of players with good level this year. For example, Liverpool.
Being the reigning champion of the Epremier League, in my opinion, it doesn't really add pressure. It's the same pressure whether you won or lost the year before. You sort of just want to win, and that's the only thing you're focused on. So like what happened in previous years makes no difference.
Just because you're a group topper, just because you're a favourite, doesn't mean you can fall, because we've seen some big shocks.
Yeah, we've already seen Ipswich go out of the competition. They were top of their group. A lot of people expected them to win the entire competition, and so expect the unexpected.
I think, of course, there is a bit of pressure, like representing Man City and being the reigning champions, but both of our players are known worldwide for dealing with pressure, so it's another day in the job.
I don't feel the pressure because we are the champions. I feel the pressure for me because I want to be in Champions League and World Championship, and I want to be the best player in the world. I need to win this trophy for that.
Well, let's see what the reigning defending champions can do. They'll kick off the Premier League quarter-finals and their campaign to defend their title up against Low Griffith and Salmon, representing Fulham. They were outstanding in the groups. He was one of the only players alongside Stingray Tex to get 12 points out of 12. Ipswich are now out, so Tex is the only player to be flawless in the Epremier League.
No team has ever gone back-to-back, Rich, getting that championship here in the Epremier League. So there is a big opportunity for Manchester City to potentially lock that in, but we're a ways away. We are only in the quarterfinal here, and first they have to get through Fulham.
Let's see what City can do. He's taken Tex 4 minutes at the Epremier League.
It does not add more pressure to the competition, to be honest, because whether you win or lost, I don't really feel more pressure on the next tournament. I think the pressure's by yourself. You always want to win, so I think that's the pressure.
No, I don't think it adds pressure, maybe to the opponents, as they know they're playing the current champions, so we know what it gotta be our job, so yeah, it doesn't add pressure.
What makes him so good?
Well, you know what you're going to get with Tex, Mr. Consistent, but this isn't just Tex, this is Tex on Xbox. I heard a lot of the players talking last night, and they do think he is the best Xbox player, so a chance comes in here for Henry.
Yeah, simple, wasn't it? He just cut him open. Henry with the finish, Tex 2-0 up. Low Griffey's not really been involved in this game, as Tex does end up getting the third goal.
There we go.
Just on the stroke of half-time. Man City are cruising here at the Premier League. He is a bit special, isn't he, when it comes to FC? He's had chances few and far between, okay?
Especially as we're thinking about his teammate next to him, Salman. He's looking at this game like, I have to go into this next round against one of the top players in the world, Matías Bonanno, and it's just looking more and more dark.
So for this Epremier League, we have switched some of the stuff that wasn't working before. So at the moment, I'm coaching Tex, and Cezinho is coaching Bonanno. I think it's really positive for us to be under a new environment and be hungrier than it has been in the past tournaments.
Season's been tough because, like, going into tournaments, my practice is usually always good. It's just about performing in the actual tournament, and I'm very inconsistent at the moment. There'll be a game in the tournament where I'm really good and everyone's like, wow, look, Tex is so good, Tex is back, and then all of a sudden it will drop off. So it's just about finding consistency.
Well, I'm hearing full-time results. Tex 4, Low Griffin 0. That means that it's going to be a huge turnaround needed for Salman as he takes on Matías Bonanno on the PlayStation leg of action. Man City up against Fulham here. Fulham 1-0 up. 3 goals now the difference. Salman's a live wire in this game. He's a threat to Manchester City. Salah, finesse, that's nice. Salman is in this game, and Manchester City have got to book up their ideas. What Salman's done in that first half has put a real cat amongst the pigeons.
I think at this point, Manchester City need a goal in order to somewhat shift momentum. Yeah, I mean, Mati just isn't able to create.
I think you might have just jinxed him, Case.
I did.
The curse of the commentator.
It looks like Salman is inching back in this game.
Salman is on his way with Bonanno here, and he's put Fulham within 1, touching distance for Fulham. I don't know if you remember, in the groups he lost his first game. He was very poor in that first match and then went on to win 3 games in a row. Maybe it's the perfect time for Fulham to play Manchester City here. He knows exactly what he needs to do and needs to get himself motivated again.
Pep talk needed.
Quite literally.
Apart from helping in gameplay, I also have to see how they're reacting to stuff in the game. So if they need a pause, if they need a breathe, I'll be there to ask them to do it and to keep them calm, keep them composed and keep them focused during the game.
And Fulham have got one final chance. Cuts inside, brings him down, takes the foul. The free kick came in. Salah, Mamouche, chance! Oh, what a block! And Man City, by the skin of their teeth, go through 5 goals to 4. The reigning defending champions will continue in the Premier League.
I think, of course, we need to improve. And I think the thing we need to improve the most is how we performed from past competitions, because so far we've not been the best players in Europe, but I think both of the guys have proven themselves on previous seasons, and for me, they have awesome gameplay and they can be there, so we just have to show up during the competition.
But it is Manchester City versus Liverpool in the semi-final of the Premier League.
But Bonanno didn't play well at all, and he capitalised on that. That block at the end of the game, incredible. The cojones that Bonanno showed to go to ground there and block that is why he's won so much. But he has to play better, because Liverpool will be looking at that game going, we can get at him.
I'm not thinking in the final. First we have quarter-final. Maybe I'm thinking more in semi-final because we have Liverpool. But after in the final, maybe can be Brighton too. We need to win against any opponent, so it's the same. Yeah, probably yes. I feel like it's Brighton in the final again.
Premier League grand finalists, Mark Marley and Jayden Croden
will be in this year's Premier League final, where they'll take on Manchester City or Liverpool.
Yeah, we need to beat Liverpool for probably in semi-final. So I think the important match is against Bachore. I want to play against him because he beat me in his Pro World Cup.
And finds Haaland. What a 13 game minutes this has been. This is vintage Bachore.
So it's the perfect revenge.
Well, who will join Brighton Hove Albion in the 2025 Premier League final? It'll be our two-time champions Manchester City, reigning defending, or the European superstars of Liverpool Football Club. I watched that game against Salmon. He survived by the skin of his teeth.
But he did survive.
He did survive. Have a look at this. He's up off the chair. He's not sitting down until he's absolutely ready. Is this him trying to get in his zone?
Yeah,
he does before the game against Fulham.
No, but he's done this a lot last year. He did it.
Yeah.
He didn't do it before the Fulham game because he probably thought 4-0 up. I'm cruising. It's fine. There's no way.
The day of the competition, I need to be focused in my opponent. I was thinking that I want to destroy him. Before of the match, I'm stand up and I thinking in win the match.
If I had a message for the players, I would say believe in yourself. You know you can do it. You've been in this situation many times before, and you have many more achievements than the rest of the players that are playing this competition. So why you cannot do it again?
I've never seen Matthias like that. Can you hear this? You can hear it?
Yeah, he's ready. So it's all about surviving, and of course he wants to redeem himself of the past performance. And I know he's got a lot of pressure on himself, but he's a champion for a reason.
And here we go. Man City against Liverpool. Kirkes, he'll have the pace to get past Trent Alexander-Arnold in at right back. Can Bonano supply? Son! Big finish! And look at that reaction. He knows that he had to perform here in the semis.
Yeah, he had to get that goal. You can see how much it means to him as well. With the celebrations. Is it two?
It is two. It's straight from kickoff. Wow. We're still looking at the replay, and Bonano's hitting for double.
I was still praising him on the first one.
The determined Matthias Bonano trying to get City into another Premier League final. It'll be a rematch from last year.
Speaking of Bonano's position here, just having Carvalho, etc., there's a clear game plan. It's something that himself, Zazinho, Edu, everyone at City would be trying to make sure it's fine crafted to the way he plays. So I do respect that.
Mentally, I would say I'm more like watching games and trying to get possible analysis for future opponents. Let's say we can play Liverpool or Ipswich, so I'm trying to get the most out of it and try to recognize patterns in case we face them. We can know where are they going to attack or where they are going to defend in a wrong way where we can benefit.
I mean, just before we was talking about Bonano and saying he has to prove himself, and I think this format is quite funny in terms of just a minute ago we were saying Bonano, we don't know if he's still got it in you, and look at him now, 2-0 up, potentially giving Tex a lead and to go into the final. It just shows anything can happen.
Matthias Bonano lets out a roar, 3-0 up. Manu Bachore is ran in to a City wall in the shape of Bonano and simply cannot break him down.
It's nice. That's
He's
nice.
been very good, but maybe the first brick falls out of that City wall as Manu gets one back. It's red timed, and it doesn't matter. It's found its way into the top corner. It's flew in off Gervinho's left boot. Bonano is giving Tex a huge advantage.
Oh, it's worked out perfectly as well. He managed to stay with Haaland. Son driven at the near post.
Manu Bachore looks shell-shocked. 13 minutes left in this matchup with Man City leading 5-1. Make that 6! Matthias Bonano!
The celebrations there from Zatinho and Matti. 6-1 against Manu Bachore, former world champion. That is an unbelievable statement. Might be 6-2.
At the back, and look, every goal is going to be important. Bonano, job done for Manchester City.
I think one thing that will win us this tournament is being confident, having belief in that we can do it even if the season has gone as well as we would have expected right now. And I think that's the main point, because in the end, if you feel like you are in the right mentality and you feel you're going to win it, you're going to win it. A key aspect is considering we are one of the best teams for sure and believing in ourselves.
Who do you want to play in that final? Do you want Man City again or do you want Liverpool?
I think we have to see Man City after what happened last year.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
It would have to be Lexer's greatest ever performance.
We need 2 goals by half-time.
If he was to turn this game around. That's a lovely ball out wide. Son will take the space, cuts it back to Marmoush. Twisting and turning. That's got to go.
Overcooked it a little bit.
Outstanding pass from Cantona to a release of Barbo. That's a dig into the back post. That's a great goal.
Great goal. Nah, you know what? Round of applause. That's an incredible goal.
The Barbo out wide. Great feet. Skins his defender. King comes across. Tapping. 6-4.
Lex is so wow. He's actually so good. I give him credit.
Feels very, very tense all of a sudden. Edging ever closer to a rematch of last year's final. Man City and Brighton.
Speaking on that potential rematch from last year, oh, that hunger in Mark and Jaden's belly will be, that's vengeance, you know that. That's
lost it and he's won it
This
straight back. This could be the game. The performance from Bonanno in the first leg just was too big of a deficit for Liverpool to overcome. City will once again be in an Premier League final, and they're facing Brighton and Hove Albion. Will it be revenge or repeat?
Lifting the Premier League trophy, it would mean a World Cup spot, which is ultimately what you play for, and also it'd be nice to win back-to-back and become a 3-time Premier League champion.
For me, I will be happy because it's like another season, another trophy, 2-time Premier League winner, and obviously my goal in the beginning of the season always is be in the World Championship, so it's so important for me and means a lot.
An Premier League final, which looks exactly the same as it did 12 months ago. From the 20 Premier League clubs, it's these two again, as Brighton Hove Albion will take on Manchester City for a chance to be this year's Premier League champions.
This one's hard to call.
The last time we saw Tex start, he won 4-0 in the quarterfinals. If he puts a performance like that again, if someone wins decisive in this first leg, I don't think it will happen, but if it did, you're the superstar.
The £100,000 Premier League has come down to this. Brighton Hove Albion beat Manchester City. And 2.5 minutes in, Brighton and Hove Albion will lead this grand final.
First blood to the Seagulls.
Blistering start.
Here's Tex.
Beautiful.
Look at the time, look at the space.
I don't know if that's
just offside.
It looked off to me, but then it did whistle it. I thought that was
the angle there on the camera looked like he may have been onside. He wasn't. That's a lifeline for Brighton.
What a pass.
Has a Barber got the legs? Yes, he has. So it's a one-on-one. Time green. A 2-time Premier League champion and no doubt a Hall of Famer in this e-sport. Here comes Tex again now. Jong-Min Son, there's one.
It's an important goal. Very important response there from Tex.
It's a running race. It's an easy running race. Victor Barbo just has to get this right.
Oh, he's on the ropes.
Oh, the turn.
Into another chance. Trent Alexander-Arnold. One more pass. Finds Marmoush. It's a 2-goal cushion reinstated for Brighton and Hove Albion.
He had to score.
Yeah.
He had to score. When you have 3 or 4 real big opportunities like that, one of them has to hit.
So if we have any issue during the game, I would call a boss and I'll try to recognize where is the problem and talk to the player in what aspects we can do it better. I think it depends on the problem, if it's defensively or offensively.
Here's a huge chance, Lampard surely could have landed any better there for Thierry Henry. And a chance to break again. Jaden's played this game so well. Barbo, what a gift, what a chance! What an opportunity this is! You can just see there in a split moment, Tex wants so much more from himself. He knows he's got so much more to give.
It's actually quite bad defending there.
Where is the angle? There is the angle. Semenyo of all players. He might only cost 20,000 coins, but for a split second there, I thought that was going to be the lifeline. The extra goal for Man City. Brighton will defend that well, and that will do us for the halfway point in this grand final.
It should have been more.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He wasn't able to do it last year when these two matched up in the grand final. He's got a 2-goal lead now for Mark Marley.
It's not done yet.
We turn over to the PlayStation. Turn over to Matthias Bonanno.
Yep.
He knows what he needs to do.
You can hear him. You can hear him getting himself up for this game. He's one of the few players that really hypes himself up.
The job at hand. 2-goal deficit for Man City. If they've got any hopes of being a 3-time Premier League club champion, it's in Bonanno's hands.
Do you have a message for yourself on the day of the final?
Mati, we need to win again. We are in the same situation than the last season. And trust in yourself. We are going to win.
Hang on. Matthias Bernardo now. The confidence to drop back inside. And every single person in Manchester City is on their feet.
Matthias will have only played in 2 Premier Leagues and he could be going back to back.
The press is crazy, can't breathe.
When Bernardo's back's against the wall, he always seems to perform.
More Matthias Bernardo, more Man City pressure now. Finds Fabio Carvalho, Son! Manchester City will tie up again at 4-4.
When the people around Bernardo are getting up for it like this and are getting loud, he rises to the occasion.
Pressure, another chance. Vivianne, how's he put that one? It's saved.
It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And this sets up a fantastic end to the 25 season. E-Champions League boxed off. You win this game, you're at a World Championship.
This is beautiful. Matthias You can't stop him right now.
4.8 million coins in a centre-back. Virgil van Dijk, he's on the floor.
Look at the face. It's a 3-on-3 potentially. Has to get this right. Marley does. Victor Barber in a Bruyne of Albion shirt has never looked so good. What a play along that is. Bernardo back in front.
He's twisted and turned him inside out. Left, right, good night.
Well, alongside listening, all you can do is Matthias Bernardo getting very loud. Back to you, Brighton of Albion. What a chance. How's he not hit that? 20 minutes just over that from Manchester City winning their 3rd Premier League title. We're going back to back. Any team to have done that in Premier League history. Looking for an option, Marmouche shifts it onto his left boot. Had it time green. It was blocked again. And Man City will survive that attack into the final 10 minutes now.
Just needs to hold the ball.
14 game seconds away from Manchester City winning their 3rd Premier League title. We're going back to back. Manchester City have done it again. Back to back Premier League champions.
Matthias Bernardo clutches up, takes 3 Premier Leagues. Bernardo back to back. The super squad, the dream team, once again deliver on the biggest stage possible. What a team.
And they managed to deliver again.
Undeniable, undisputed, the best team to have ever played in the Premier League. It's really as simple as that.
This counts, by the way. It's another trophy for Man City, yeah? Another one. It's what we call Mystica. Champions again.